I just want to remind y'all, just another fucking reminder. He has already admitted to being the one at fault. So when he says these things, you've cut so deep, you've left my heart black and blue, he actually hasn't said, like, his problem with her, as stated in the first verse, let's go back to it, here it is that she is making a big deal out of something that he did, and she won't just forgive him. Do you understand? Are y'all getting what I'm saying here? Like, he is being such a little baby right now. Like, you've cut me so deep, you left this heart of mine black and blue because you won't forgive me for what I did to you. What is wrong with you? He then says, I've tried to hide from my demise. Again, he is the one at fault. He is saying, I've tried to avoid this. I've tried to hide what I've done to keep you from breaking up with me. But you won't, it's just stupid. There's no way to bend the truth. Here, hold on, let's pull it up. Here's the lyrics. A million things I could have said when I looked you in the eyes. What does that mean to y'all? If you hear the line, if someone says, I could have said so much to you when I looked you in the eyes, that typically means you lied. You lied. So when he says, I tried to hide from my demise, but there's no way to bend the truth, it's actually contradictory. He did try to bend the truth. He lied to her, but now he's saying, well, okay, I guess I can't bend the truth anymore now that you caught me and you won't forgive me. So now I curse this lonely hearse, which again, a hearse is the vehicle that a coffin is carried in. So he's cursing that he's alone and like left out. She's killed him by shutting him out. Like, the metaphorical death he's experienced is her shutting him out of her life and breaking up with him. And so he's now cursing this lonely state he's in, being single and broken up with. And then he says, and leave my worst here with you. So she breaks up with him and he's deciding arbitrarily now, well, I'm just gonna leave my, and here's the thing, this is what's funny. You could, if I was being super charitable, you could say that this is him making a decision to change for the better or something, like, yeah, I've been bad, but I'm going to leave my worst in the past in this relationship with you. But it doesn't come off like that. It doesn't seem like that at all. He makes it sound like she's the problem and he's had enough of her. Like, I'm leaving you're the worst thing that ever happened to me and I'm leaving it in the past. Even though I'm really mad that you broke up with me and you've left me lonely and left my heart black and blue. It's like, what are we doing? So again, so that's our second verse. Again, this is all super melodramatic. He did something wrong. She didn't forgive him. And now she's breaking up with him. That whole idea from the chorus, nothing ever ends how we want it. Like, let me know if I'm misinterpreting this, but this is literally him complaining that she won't forgive him. He hasn't stated that she's done anything wrong, and he's just making himself a big victim and throwing a temper tantrum about it. There's no self-reflection, no actual owning up to what he did or wrongdoing, or even an acknowledgement of what the other person went through or what their thoughts are on the breakup or why they're breaking up with him or their feelings or whatever. It's like just a big pity party for him. Stupid lyrics. Stupid. And to be very clear, this is all just such a shame because the music is really good. The music's objectively really cool, really good. I've liked all the music so far. Maybe the chorus, a little stock, but everything else, really awesome stuff. What a shame. Anyway, so that brings us to the second pre-chorus. I'm just going to let this play. All right, so the cool thing about this pre-chorus is that, the first pre-chorus with the little pseudo-rapping thing, he had the lead guitar from the chorus playing over top, But on this second pre-chorus, he actually plays the main riff, like that main thing here. I think it was like right here. That's what's playing over the second pre-chorus. At least from a guitar standpoint. And then but the drums are actually playing a really cool like tom beat over it. And then halfway through they switch to a little bit of a faster rhythm. It doesn't sound like it's quite blast beats, but regardless, the drums are really doing some cool stuff here. And listen to that fucking fill, dude. That is a killer fill. Listen to that fill. Super great. The drummer's killer. Great stuff. Unfortunately, he did more of that cringe rapping stuff, and we've got to talk about it. So, but these are the final new lyrics. These are the last of the unique lyrics in this song. So let's discuss them. So he says, "Never in a million years did I think you'd run away." So he never actually thought that she'd leave. He never thought that she'd actually leave. He messed up. But now he's just blown away that she's breaking up with him. Why are you breaking up with me? It doesn't make sense. Well, you messed up. So stop twisting the knife. He then says, "I guess it's something that you do and nothing looks the same." I feel like I'm just repeating. I'm repeating myself because he's just repeating himself. There is no acknowledgement of why she left or what she is going through. He's just the victim here. Nothing looks the same. You've totally messed up my life. Well, why? Why did she do this? What happened? He then says, and this is, I love it. "And even though we lost control and everything is gone," very important there, he hasn't said, the only thing that he has definitively said that she did wrong was the first few lines of the first verse where he said that she was making a catastrophe out of nothing, which he then admitted to being a catastrophe and admitted to, like, well, he said he blamed her for not forgiving him, which, like, by the, like, inference, you can assume that he is the one who messed up. So whether or not she forgives him is not up to him, and it doesn't change the fact that he's the one that needs the forgiveness and made the mistake. I don't even think he realizes that that's what he actually said and that he sort of condemned himself with that line. But the only thing she's done wrong here is make a big deal out of what he did and not forgive him, whatever it is he did. But now he's saying we lost control and everything is gone. See, this is what it actually is, guys. See, they actually both messed up. You know, he made a mistake for sure, but then she made the mistake by not just forgiving him. She should just forgive him and get over it. It's mute. They both messed up. That's how it works, right? They both mess up when one person messes up and the other person says, "Oh, I'm not cool with that. I'm breaking up with you now." Well, no, that's her messing up. So they both actually lost control. That's how it works, right? Ridiculous. And then we get the final line. "I thank you for the ride right before the fall." Stupid line. Not only is it like a cringe meme thing, but it's like, whose fall is he talking about? Is he talking about his fall? He's thanking her for the ride before the fall, as in did he fall? Or is he saying she fell? Like, thank you for giving me a ride before you fell. Okay. I don't know. But regardless, that's the end of the unique lyrics. What a stupid story this is. What a dumb story and what dumb lyrics these are. So aside from this just being a generic breakup song, with it being a generic breakup song, it's not even like a compelling one. He's basically saying that she's at fault for not forgiving him for what he did, which means he's at fault. He's needlessly ambiguous about the conflict in this song, doesn't say anything that he did, doesn't acknowledge that he really did anything wrong, simply blames her for ending the relationship. He puts all the blame on her for the end of the relationship while sort of inadvertently acknowledging that she broke up with him because of something that he did. But he thinks it's not a big deal, so it's obviously not a big deal, right? Yeah, I'm just going to kind of say this. I'm going to say it out loud. This song is like an anthem for narcissism. He is apparently the victim here. How could she leave him? How could she twist the knife and be so cruel and leave him alone and seal his tomb or whatever? If God forgives, why can't she? When in reality, it's like he's openly admitted that he's the one that messed up, but he doesn't admit that he messed up. He is mad at her for not just forgiving him and getting over it. Like, it's stupid. And then on top of that, the chorus is him like to top all of this off, the chorus, which is like the crux of the song, is him like twisting the whole narrative, where he's the one going through the struggle. He's the one that struggled. And now he's actually the one breaking up with her, not the other way around. He's putting nails in the coffin. It's just absurd. And the message here is rancid. There's no reflection, no whatever. Anyway, I guess I did leave this note, and I want to say this. If I'm being extraordinarily charitable, I could say that based on the second verse, the end of the second verse, he's like deciding to close this chapter of his life and move on and be a better person when he says, like, I'll leave my worst here with you. But I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I don't believe that that's what this song is about, him admitting that he messed up and trying to be a better person. That's not what this is. The whole song is spent blaming the other person and him playing the victim, even though he even admits that he's the one that needs to be forgiven. He's blaming her for not forgiving him. So it's stupid. Anyway, that's it. It's a dumb song.